I gotta probably stitch together multiple, look at my mouth, golly, videos. One of the many reasons that we went to see Otter Classic, that big bike event, it actually starts on Thursday and goes through the whole weekend. So very family friendly. Yeah. Are there mostly bros? Yes. But what I love about this event, one, it includes para athletes. So that's a huge win. This is a really, really fantastic community to be a part of. We have found more helpful people in, really just the recreation spaces than literally any other space. But the girly pops, yes. I think that the women's side of anything growing is, I think that's top notch. But also women belong in outdoor spaces. I know why we're not in outdoor spaces. Men. Yeah, men. That's why. But this is what I want to share is we actually went very specifically for Bowhead. Bowhead makes badass bikes. Bowhead also makes wheelchairs. Right? So we wanted to see how badass are the wheelchairs. Guess what? I'm a big fan of engineers. I'm on the software side, but I can appreciate the craftsmanship of what they build. So we've been following their bikes for a really long time. Kaylin's endurance looks different. Like, we're growing, her body's changing, all the things. So very, very big investment on the bike side. We're very, very excited to share more information about the bike that I get to bring back from Arizona. Because, what a gift. What a gift specifically for our family and a kid like Kaylin. Pretty big. But what I do want to show is the wheelchair side of Bowhead. Two things I was actually looking at. Their Nano, this is actually newer, is they just released, and I feel like it was a year ago. I'll double check, but either way, I'll tag their Nano, which is, I think it's primarily advertised as the kind of like the airline transfer seat. Yeah. If you guys travel a ton, and if you have ever, Kaylin hasn't ever had to travel solo. We actually used to have a pediatric wheelchair that was the same width as an airline transfer chair. So I can tell you, I can kind of speak to how narrow it is, but we got to try out the Nano, which was really, really cool to see. It's got a lot more features, and just the design of it is so brilliant. And guess why? Because they hire disabled people. People shouldn't be designing adaptive products unless you're living with a disability. And the other reason that I think that these are so well designed is because it's very specifically a spinal cord injury, and those types of injuries are very complex. Just like my daughter. Yeah, her CP looks really different, and we have learned more about the adaptations that'll work for Kaylin because of folks with a spinal cord injury and how they engineer their things, whether it's a life hack, a bike, whatever it is. So, Bowhead. Yeah. Whew. And it is genuinely enjoyable to work with any member of their team so far. I haven't had a bad experience to date. And it's been years of asking questions and looking at bikes and people just being very, very willing to listen, troubleshoot, all the things. So I'm very, very excited about the wheelchair that we were looking at. And we get to take the budgeting for a bike off the table for a bit, right? As we've got a bike that we think we're going to be able to make work for Kaylin. We just have to get it to Tahoe and fine-tune some fittings and things like that. We may have to, we're thinking about kind of building some safety something, because the bike that we're getting is not a bowhead. The bike that we're getting is a little bit different. Well, quite a bit different. But the bowhead, man, oh man. I've tried any bike that we've ever put Kaylin in, like when she's been, you know, teenager age. Even before that, like I've usually tried just to kind of feel like I know her body pretty well, and I mean, just the suspension of a bowhead feels different than anything on a market. So either way, incredible bikes. So, yeah. Now we got to just make sure that we get Kaylin in a really good chair for long-term use. So we're feeling good. We're feeling good about the bowhead. So I'm going to share some videos on that, and why going and attending events like these are so important, so that I don't end up with a wheelchair that insurance won't cover another one for 5 years, and my daughter looks terrible in it, and as if it's impacting her spine. And again, we checked all the boxes. We trialed 1, 2, 3 days, and we had a PT involved. We had a PT that worked for the DME company involved, and it's been the worst chair to date. Worst chair to date. So sometimes you don't know where your kid is going to benefit the most until you've been in the wrong chair, unfortunately. And that's kind of our reality of the chair that we're in right now. So when I tend to review chairs, I try to be very feature specific about what doesn't work for my kid. And again, I don't think I'm influencing anyone other than people that know Kaylin and know her body, because they're like, oh yeah, my kid kind of looks like Kaylin. And so when they're looking at equipment and they're overwhelmed by options, be like, oh, I remember Angela's kid had that one wheelchair and this is what Kaylin looked like in it, right? That's how parents are making decisions on really expensive equipment that we just can't. There's not enough. There's not enough access to trial lots of chairs, so it's you know. But I don't really know what the answer is, right? Other than just having gear libraries and getting really creative about being in different groups. I'm not afraid to ask a family. Be like, hey, can I borrow it? Like, are you using it all the time? There are so many families that they either have a backup chair, or they're not using it, or they send a specific chair to school, or like whatever the case may be. But you can always ask in a group if you want to try something specific. And that family is usually very, very open to you trying out their equipment. So I don't know a ton of kids with bowheads. So we're just getting to an age, and we're getting to a place where I'm looking at the manufacturers that aren't in the DME world. This is a bike company that was like, yeah, man, I want my wheelchair to perform like my bike, right? This is a very, very important piece of equipment, and wheelchairs on the market right now are missing a lot of pieces when it comes to. Oh, I think the thing that's going to be really, really great for Kaylin, I want to kind of talk about those features, but I'll post that, I guess, next.